Alright, so let's talk about this Fortnite Fishing Frenzy contest that's been going on since Friday. If you weren't aware, it ends tonight at 8 o'clock. So once a day, they've been updating the leaderboards, which shows everyone the current standings. And as you can see here, I was top 3 in the entire world. Let that sink in, just how many players play Fortnite. And I was top 3. How incredible is that? Of course, there's no second or third or fourth or fifth place winners here. It's only first place that matters, much like in the rest of life. So I caught 76 fish to be third place, and obviously that was not good enough, and that was just after day 1. But a lot of you guys have been asking me, how did you catch 76 fish? And that's not even my record. Yesterday, I got 91 fish, but like I said, the leaderboards updated again, and people got over 100. I have no idea how they did that. So let me show you exactly what I did to get over 70 fish and then over 90 fish. Now, first off, I did all my fishing in solo. And let me tell you this, you don't have a moment to lose. So your best bet is to get into a solo match and wait for the bus to go right over Slurpy Swamp. Like I said, you don't have any time to spare. So if it starts at the other end of the map and Slurpy Swamp is the last destination on the bus route, then exit the match, restart it. You want to fish immediately upon the match starting. You got to jump right away. You got to dive right away. You got to get to a fishing pole right away. So obviously Slurpy Swamp is the way to go, and this is the exact spot. There's these 100% spawning barrels that always give you a fishing pole. And that's where you want to go. Luckily, there's quite a few of these in Slurpy Swamp. However, this is my preferred spot right here. You grab one of these, you immediately get into the water and start fishing right away. Now, obviously, because the bus went right over this route, there's going to be people around. So there's a chest spawn just to your right. So make your way over there, grab that, get at least one weapon so you can protect yourself. Now, your goal is to first hit all the bubbly areas. And those, of course, guarantee you either a really good weapon, a flopper fish, or one of the slurp fish. Or, of course, the mythic fish, but that's 1 in a million odds out of these bubbly parts. Now, obviously, if you weren't aware, this majestic blue water heals you. So stay in here as long as you can. Keep fishing. Do not stop fishing no matter what. You can rotate around this area, look for the bubbly spots, try to grab at least one more weapon, gather up the flopper fish, gather up the slurp fish, keep them in your inventory. Now, at the start here, I highly recommend you get at least 1 to 3 weapons because people will be lurking around and they will see you fishing and they will try to end your life. So after I've rotated around this entire area looking for the bubbly spots to try and get those flopper or the slurp fish, then I like to set up shop in the healing waters itself. So I build myself a little hut and I get to the very bottom of it and I just fish and fish and fish. Now there is a lot of luck to this strategy because you can pull out a bunch of rubbish. You can get the tin can, you can get ammo, you can get materials, you can get crappy gray weapons. But what you're trying to get, obviously, are the small fries, the floppers, and the slurp. Now, your best bet is to crouch in the water and put the reel right in front of you, directly in front of you. This is the fastest way to do it. You can throw your reel as fast as you can. As soon as you feel that vibration, reel it in, throw it again immediately. And because you're in this little hut, all the fish that you catch will congregate around. You can hold 6 of the small fry. So I like to group those in stacks of 6 and put them on the side, all while continuing to fish. You never stop fishing. Now, occasionally you will have the big bad wolf come and knock on your hut and try to huff and puff and blow it down, but that's why you have 1 to 3 weapons in your inventory at the start of the match. Now, eventually the storm will overtake your hut, and that's fine, because like I said, the waters heal you. You can last until the 3rd final circle before it starts actually doing damage, which is great. That gives you more time to fish without worrying about healing yourself. So after the first few circles pass and you know the coast is clear, you can drop your weapons because you won't need them anymore and stack all the fish in your inventory. And all the while, you want to continue fishing. Never stop. Do not even hesitate for 1 second. Now, once you get to the circles that finally start doing damage to you, you're still quite okay. It'll only tick down by 1, whereas for everyone else, it's doing 2 damage. I like to keep the small fries in my inventory, and then when I get extremely low on health, I'll munch on a few of those, walk over the ones that are just sitting around, and it'll replenish up to 6, continue fishing. Now just keep that strategy up until the circle does even more damage. Eventually it's going to do 4 damage and then 5 and then all the way up to 10. It gets outrageous. But you've got the floppers in your inventory, hopefully, and the slurp fish. munch on those, munch on the small fries, continue to fish as much as you can. Eventually you'll get it down pat. You can fish real quick, heel, fish real quick, heel. Now I have to mention this because one time this did happen to me. I was safe the entire match, in the same spot this entire match, and it got to one of the final circles, and all of a sudden, some guy's creeping up on me. I was safe in this spot the entire match, and this guy must have been lurking nearby. So he kills me because I didn't have a weapon. You saw me trying to scramble towards that weapon that I had out in the distance. So after this happened to me, I always kept a weapon in my little hut, just in case someone snuck up on me like this. Now you may be asking, have you ever won a game like this? I personally have not. I got second place about 3 times, but I've never won a game. The only way you can win is if the last 2 guys kill themselves accidentally, and then you, of course, are the sole survivor. But the goal here is just to fish until you can't fish anymore. Now this is how I caught 91 fish. However, the only way I see it possible to getting 100 fish is if the final circle closes around you. So imagine doing this strategy, but the final circle comes right where you are. With this Slurp Swamp strategy, I averaged between 70 to 90 per match, but there is luck involved, of course. Like I said, sometimes you'll catch 10 small fry in a row, sometimes you'll get 10 rusted cans in a row. Imagine having the best fishing luck ever doing this strategy, and you rarely pull the tin cans, you rarely pull the ammo, the materials, or the weapons, and you only get fish. That would secure a victory, no doubt. So the other strategy I had is to just try and get that final circle to go where there's water. Now this takes a lot of luck. So again, you want to land at a spot that has a guaranteed fishing pole off the bat in the water. Start fishing right away. Don't worry about anything else. No weapons, no nothing. Just fish, fish, fish. I worked my way all the way to the left side of the map. And then I just saw that the circle kept closing in around water. So I was like, hey, this is going to be great. And I continued to work my way up the north side of the far left side of the map. And eventually, as the circles closed, I was able to stay in the ocean and continuing to fish. Now, in my opinion, this method was better than the Slurp Swamp method, but it's totally random. And I say it's better because you don't have to heal yourself. You're never going to take storm damage. You're always going to be in the circle, which gives you more time to fish. Now, I made it to the very, very end game in this example, and it was literally me and 2 other people left. They were fighting. The circle was as small as it could get, and I was still fishing. I was still working my magic, but the sad part is I had terrible fish luck this game. I must have thrown my rod over 150 times, so I easily could have got the record here. However, I only caught 89 fish, and I say only, like that's a small number, but I could have caught way, way more. Imagine if I had at least a little more luck in the fishing department, I would have got that record for sure. I was at 89 fish. I only needed about 12 more to set the record. So this is another strategy. However, like I said, it's completely luck dependent. You have to have a spot that ends near water or on water, and you have to start fishing immediately when you land and never stop the entire match. And with this method, you don't ever have to heal like you do in the Slurp Swamp. That's what I did to catch between 70 and 90 fish every single match. I must have caught over 5,000 fish total. But there was only one record that I had a chance to beat, and that was the most fish in the entire match. And my hopes were so high when I saw I was 3rd place. And then after the leaderboards updated and someone got over 100, I cried. Now the other categories are simply not possible for someone like me to win because there's people out there that can play 24/7. And those categories are, of course, catch the most fish in the 3 days of the contest. And like I said, I have over 5,000 fish caught, and I'm not even on those leaderboards at all. So that's how much these people are playing. Imagine playing every single hour, every single day for all 3 days, and catching 70 to 90 fish every match. That's what these guys are doing. So for the average Joe like you and me, catching the most fish in a single match was the way to go. But somehow, some way, these guys are getting over 100 fish. And it has to just be some good circle luck and fishing from the moment you land until the game ends. That's the only way I can see this possible. Now, maybe there's a glitch out there that these people are exploiting, but I have no idea. So again, my high was 91 fish, and that is how I did it.